Alright guys, we made it to the final book here in the 1,000 subscriber CD collection special, and as you can see from the sticker on the cover here, this is going to be mostly an alternative book. I like Train a lot, so whenever I got their 1.5 CD through the mail, they actually sent me stickers and a postcard and a couple other cool things, so let's actually open it up. We start off with some Days of the New and the Doves. Doves is a great British band that I actually like a lot. This album right here that I unfortunately have only burnt. I did not get a chance to pick it up while it was available. This is one that I spin pretty regularly. We get into some 311. A lot of 311 actually. They were one of the bands that first introduced me to heavy music of the late 1990s. We're not talking heavy music in general, so don't get those two confused. Some Summer Camp. Modest Mouse's Good News for people who like bad news. Bush was one of my favorite bands. In fact, one of the very first songs that I ever wrote that was molded around another song was Jesus Online. It was a song similar to that, and it still remains very close to me today. It's actually a draft and a writing that I still have. Three Doors Down, Cold, Blur. Blur is good stuff. Of course, they're now doing some other works with some other names. With the Flaming Lips, we have Third Eye Blind, Oleander, and yeah, I do have some Disturbed. This actually right here doesn't have the CD in it at all, because I found that cover actually in my yard, so I just decided to kind of throw it in there. That Godsmack album that I have right up there, that's the original Parental Advisory version of it. You can tell by the way that the Parental Advisory sticker is noted on there. It's very unlike most of the others that you see today in the modern age. And that I actually got for free. Somebody brought that in as a trade and never took the bag back. They didn't want the bag back, so I got to acquire that. Some Saliva, Thursday. A lot of Oasis. I actually do like Oasis, and there's the Verbs Urban, or excuse me, yeah, Urban Hymns up there. I'm sorry. The first Papa Roach album actually is not horrible. Our Lady Peace, great Canadian band. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, and yeah, I even have Significant Other by Limp Bizkit, but I don't have the disc. The disc was accosted for me. I let somebody borrow it and they never gave it back because I refused to take some girl to the dance that I didn't want to take to the dance. Really funny and stupid story. But we might actually hear from this album sometime in the future. Eve 6, Everclear. I'm a really big fan of Sunburn by Fuel. Some of their stuff after that is not that bad either. I Mother Earth. Great alternative / progressive band that I really enjoy. Really never got the credit that they deserved. The Verve Pipe. There's some Orgy, Local H, some Offspring stuff. And yes, 666 Rock Superstar. I do have Antichrist Superstar. If you're wondering why I've never reviewed it in like the 1.5 years that you've asked me, it's because, well, I just don't want to. Radiohead. There's the Train. There's the CD I actually got the sticker and stuff with. It's called 1.5. It's a couple B-sides and live versions and a cover. There's actually another one here, the Live in Athens. It was a promo that I got from FYE way long before I even started working there. I let my buddy borrow Nirvana's Nevermind, and I never got the cover back. I'm not sure if he lost it or what the deal was there. The Stereo Mud. Kenny Wayne Shepherd. We have some Dave Matthews in here. I actually have the whole Dave Matthews collection on my computer, including all the live albums and stuff. I do like Dave a lot. Some Seven Dust, From Zero, The Postal Service, Pearl Jam. I have the infamous Seattle gig for Pearl Jam. It's infamous because it's, of course, back in their inception point. Audioslave, of course, Rage Against the Machine, and Soundgarden. 9 Inch Nails, the Dust for Life CD. Of course, I play Bitten a lot in my blog TVs. It's right next to another band that very few people have heard of, and that's Videodrone. And there's another band a lot of people haven't heard of, and it's Fat. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Econoline Crush, Porno for Pyros. Of course, that's an old Perry Farrell project. Billy Joel, we have a soundtrack there. We have some Bright Eyes, Clinic, Godspeed You Black Emperor, Muse. some Duran Duran, and some Linkin Park. I actually picked up Meteora the day that it came out, so I can't completely always bash Linkin Park. In fact, I really can't bash them too much at all, because really for the time, whenever you think about the time in which Hybrid Theory came out, the reason why it's such a huge record is because it was something that was pretty new, and Reanimation still remains to be one of the best remix albums I've ever heard in my life. God Lives Underwater is another band that a lot of people seldomly make any reference to. Really, really good kind of electro alternative band. Soulfly, Smashing Pumpkins, Vertical Horizon, Nickelback, Cranberries, Zebrahead, Isle of Q, very short-lived band that released one record that was fairly decent. Some Soul Wax. This band right here, Joe 90. This was a really, really hard album to find, and it's a really good one as well. It's a really underground alternative. I had heard a song on the radio on a music show that was spotlighting new stuff, and I loved it. I got to hear a couple more, loved them, so I had to pick it up whenever I finally found it. This was really a labor of years in the making. I did not think I would ever find this album right here. Sugar Ray, some Power Man 5000. I do even have some Korn Ripped. Follow the Leader is, of course, as I said, pretty much where the cusp of their career was, the top of the roller coaster, so to speak. Issues is where they kind of went from corn on the cob with a little bit of salt and some butter sauce to basically the shit that you see in your shit, the corn that you see in your shit, that is. White Stripes, Quarashi, Sigaros, which I'm wondering where my copy of Agitus Virgin is. WWE The Music. We have some stuff here from Ozfest samplers. There's actually some signatures in those samplers. The Manic Street Preachers. If you guys don't know who the Manic Street Preachers are, definitely look them up, especially their older stuff. The Holy Bible, Gold Against the Soul, and I still will really love This Is My Truth, Tell Me Yours. Gomez, System of a Down. I do have the System of a Down, so the people that have been clamoring for that, I do have the capability. Strays by Jane's Addiction, Collective Soul out of Incubus, Weezer, The Wallflowers, Stained, Weezer That's Out of Place, the Mars Volta. Of course, I have a lot more in my computer collection for that. Another soundtrack. 8 Stop 7 is another really lesser-known alternative band, kind of in the same vein as the Joe 90 that I mentioned. Star Sailor, Blue October, Splendor. Splendor is a little bit more inspirational music, inspirational alternative, so to speak, but it's a great record. So, not all quote-unquote inspirational music is, well, utter shit. And I think the biggest part of that is because it's not, like, it doesn't throw the fact that it's inspirational in your face at all. Like, there's a song in there that's called I Think God Can Explain, and I think that's the only reference that you hear. And, ironically enough, that's a great song, too. Hootie and the Blowfish, Count the Stars, Thrice, Social Code, Live. And then, of course, we get into Push Monkey, and we're going to be seeing something from this album right here very, very soon. Something that I've kind of had in my mind for the past couple of days that I think needs to happen. Yeah. You guys definitely know the significance of this album to my collection and to me personally. Deftones, Tonic, REM, Sublime, Darkness Killers, Filter, and Candlebox. And with that, guys, we are done with the CD collection, at least with the books. One of these days I may amend with a list from all the stuff I have on my computer. Somebody suggested print screens, but I'll tell you what, that's going to be a fucking lot of print screens because, well, there's a lot. But I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Thank you very much, as always, for being a subscriber to the Cover Killer Nation channel. And if you don't know, I am on Facebook. Look up Cover Killer Nation on Facebook. Like the page. I always do updates on that almost daily, so definitely do that. And I'll talk to you guys later.